first, and I've been saying it. Yes, it's about time. I've said it. I think a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. I don't know if we was on our show or live or something when I was like, "Yo, I'm tired of hearing about everybody else speaking up for him. I want him to come out." And let's be realistic. He still hasn't came out and said it, even though he didn't deny it. But my thing is this: with any player, your skill set belongs in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Dame Lillard, the way he plays, I need to see that in the playoffs. And he's done all he could for Portland, and I think he's doing the right thing. Now it's tricky because he may not be able to go where he wants to go. That's the only thing I don't like about today's game. These guys are literally going, I want to go here. Even if another team has a better package. So now let's just say you don't get to Miami, you go somewhere else. Are you not going to put your all? Are you going to be upset? Are you going to request another trade? So for me, this thing is kind of tricky. But I'm glad he stepped up and said something, because I think it comes a time and point in life with anything, whether it's friendship, relationships, your job, you reach that point where you can't go no more. I think Portland and Dame Lillard reached as high as they could with each other. Now, Dame Lillard, you being an OG, if you leave, now you pass the reins off to them young dudes and let them grow. So I think it's good for both. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'll let Flea go. Big shout out to Woj. That's the only person I listen to when it comes to sports. I'm being honest. Trades and players and talks and all that. Miami might not have enough to get him. Portland wants back an all-star player. Of course, they're not going to get a superstar player at the caliber of Dame Lillard, but they want an all-star player, and they want picks, and they want good picks. They don't want future second-round picks. You understand what I'm saying? So Miami may not have all of that because, like Woj said, Miami never tanks. They always in the playoffs. They always solid, so they don't have a lot of good picks. Let me say this for you, and I'm going to pass it on to you. My New York Knicks, what are y'all waiting for? What are y'all waiting for? Go all in. Go get them. We got an all-star in Julius Randle. We got a button all-star that's young that people like, R.J. Barrett. We have Quickly. We have other players. We have picks. Go get them. So that's my opinion on the Dame Lillard situation. I'm happy he requested a trade. I'm happy Portland and them is being respectful about it. But I'd rather him go to my Knicks than Miami. That's just me.
I could roll with that, OG, just because me and you locked in, and Fabian, of course, locked in as Knicks fans, right? But as AllBallTV has to be somewhat subjective, right? We can't just be biased Knicks fans. So for me, I would love him to be in New York. But I'm hearing the same things you're hearing about Miami. They may not have enough. They may need to add a third team into this deal to make the deal go through. But my thing is, there are a couple of other packages that I've seen around the league that are enticing for Portland. One of the packages being a package that the Spurs put together with Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, a couple of picks that they have over there, Vassell. Like, there's a package that they put together over there to put Dame next to Wembanyama. Now, that sounds far-fetched, right? Because the Spurs haven't been a team that's been mentioned. But if Wemby is everything that they say he is, if he's anything like Tim Duncan was first team All-NBA as a rookie. Now that's big shoes to fill. But if Dame can get next to a guy that's first team All-NBA, I mean, everything is up from there. Tim was first team All-NBA as a rookie. By his second year, he beat us and won a championship, right? So I don't know if that's a viable move for the Spurs, if they're even thinking about that. But for Dame, man, Miami is probably the best place for him. in terms of basketball-wise, being able to go over there and team with Jimmy Butler, play with Bam Adebayo, and really compete against some of the upper echelon teams in the NBA. But if we try to get him over in New York, right, what does that seriously look like, OG? What does that look like? When we get him to New York, we move some pieces. What does our team look like? And are you comfortable going forward with him and Brunson or him and Barrett? We don't know what Leon Rose would jump out the window to do to get Dame Lillard. So I don't think anybody is untouchable for the Knicks if you want to go get Dame.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, Faye, before I go, I'll just respond real quick. I think there's one player that's untouchable if you go get a Dame is Brunson.
Okay.
But to be honest, you know, I'm not saying this like if I wasn't a Knicks fan, right? I would still say the best place for Dame to go is New York. And let me explain why. That skill set. Just imagine Dame Lillard in the playoffs, in the Garden, round 1, 2, or 3, game 7, game winner, ball in his hands. Just imagine that. For me, it makes sense for Dame basketball-wise and business-wise. We know he's not strapped for cash, but I'm just saying, a lot of these guys worry about their brand, their legacy. His jersey, his Adidas, his brand will be out of this world in New York. So, like I said, I laugh when a lot of dudes find reasons, not you, but just everybody else, even in the comments. Everybody always finds a reason for the Knicks to not get better for whatever reason. But we didn't talk about what other players, they brand, the money, the business, the legacy. My opinion, the best spot for him to go is New York. Because there's no brighter stage. There's no bigger stage. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
The stage would be big, but how much winning are we going to do? Like, we brought Melo in at a time where he gave Denver everything he got. He decided he wanted to get out of it. He comes to New York. We are a better team. But like you just said a little while ago, we plateaued. We plateaued at a point where we couldn't go any higher. So now we bring in Damian Lillard, who spent 11 seasons in Portland, has given them everything he got. Now we bring him over. We're going to have to gut the roster. There's going to be vital pieces going to have to be moved. Obi is not here anymore. So that's just another, player that's not available that we're going to have to substitute if we really want Damian Lillard. But I don't want to get my hopes up, OG, because, I just read a report that said that we're not even in the running for Lillard or Harden, which I ain't really mad at. But
I'm mad about Harden. I mean, I'm mad about Lillard. I'm definitely not mad about Harden. I want nothing to do with James Harden. Nothing at all.
I'm in agreement. I want nothing to do with James Harden whatsoever.
Nothing.
But
nothing.
I wanted to say this about Dame. Dame is getting a lot of love because Dame stayed loyal. Dame is getting a lot of love because Dame never jumped on Twitter and said, I want to get out of here. He never made any, references, anything like that. He hasn't done anything that a lot of these other players have done in the past, right? He's eyes to the ground, just playing average 30 last year for a team that wasn't going nowhere. Why is he getting a pass, though, at this present moment of being silent? Like, he's not loud enough for me. Now it's said, okay, we got a trade request on the table. I don't hear enough from him. And there's plenty of outlets for you to hear from us to hear from you from. We hear from everybody. We hear from everybody all day, every day. Everybody got a podcast now. Everybody's on their Twitter. Everybody's on their Instagram Live. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of places for us to hear from you to get some clarity on what it is that you really want and what it is that could potentially happen going forward. All the Portland star players that they've had on their teams in their history have demanded trades. So you ain't the only one. Bill Walton demanded a trade. Clyde Drexler demanded a trade. So you ain't gonna be some villain because you demand a trade. Come out, speak up, say this is what I want, this is where I want to be, and let's make this happen.
Fave, your thoughts?
I don't think he has a dual leg. I already got sick of Dame Lillard's I'm not running from the grind. Like I got sick of him already. You didn't choose your destiny. Portland is not has never been a great organization. They always they're like the most cursed organization. All their star players got hurt. The number one players got hurt, injured, and they shipped them off. LaMarcus Aldridge got shipped off. He didn't stay there for too long. Greg Oden, Bill Walton, Brandon Roy. The list goes on. I got tired of Dame Lillard and because at first I was like, what is everyone up in arms about Dame? Why are they so against Dame Lillard? And I start to see the contradiction. It's like, oh, you're a rapper. You keep trying to like twist and say, how you want to look and you be liked and shit like that. I'm like, yo, Dame, I really don't care. I really don't care. Either you want to play there for the rest of your life and you do what Kevin Garnett warned all the superstars about when he stayed in Minnesota for too long and play it out and stop with the sucker. To me, that's sucker shit. If you want to leave, then leave. But as far as his image goes, Flea, I ain't worried about all that. I think I like what Rockstar Mel is saying with Dame going to Philly. Like, why is we got so stuck on him going to Miami because he wants to go there, but Dame doesn't have a no trade clause, and James Harden doesn't have a no trade clause. What's stopping the guy from Daryl Morey from Philly saving his job if he wants Embiid there by having Dame Lillard there? And that's probably an upgrade, in my opinion. They didn't extend Maxey yet, but it's an upgrade. And I know he doesn't like to go to Boston, and everyone keeps saying like they owe Dame Lillard whatever he wants, which is not he already said out loud he doesn't want to go to Boston. All right, well, whatever. What if they have a better deal for you? They say Jaylen Brown straight up for Dame Lillard. Who the hell are you to stop this? You're making $60 million a year in 3 years. So to me, it's great. It's lovely. Dame, I hear you. Thanks for trying to make it interesting. But I think he should go to as a fan, I want to see him on a championship contender. I want to see him those 4 or 5 teams that had a chance of winning last year. I want to see Dame there. I don't even care if it's LA at this point.